Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Sileo, Tales of a New Dawn. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it for free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that make this game and or get the news version earlier, then you can go to Patreon, where it's $5 a month, $54 a year. So, on the last Let's Play, we were at home with... Sorry, it's been a hot minute since I've played this game. Diego. Hey, I can remember the name. And he had a pizza box on his thingy, and he was like, "What if you would be naked, then you and something, and we're like, calling your bluff. And we both naked, and discussing Spencer. But yeah, hopefully that won't have any horrible things happening to it, on the YouTube side at least. I am not confident in YouTube. You know, because reasons. I don't know, I'm having to go through all my videos and be like, is there saucy text down there? Is there a sound that sounds like sex? I have to edit that. Heck, yeen. Anyways, enough about my problems. Now for the main character's problems, maybe. Anyways, day 17. How fascinating it can be to be on the fly on the wall. My elbows were planted firmly upon the countertop as I perched atop one of the many comfortable stools lining the counter in Ty's bar, with my head resting lazily in my hands. And as I sat there, I listened. That morning, I'd accompanied Russell and Axel to the combat tournament as planned, and, as expected, my subsequent journey to Ty's bar was not in solitude. I had at least anticipated Russell's company, though the fact that Axel had also come along was unexpected indeed. Unified in the destination, but not the purpose, it was the promise of a wonderful date with my new, on-again boyfriend, which served as my motivation. Russell, on the other hand, was newly minted employee at Axel's bar and had come to start a shift. And as for Axel, well, you see, Axel had joined us intending to become intoxicated. Out of character, you say? Without a doubt, and believe me, that very fact had become quite a liability. For him, having such crazy ideas was, well, it was kind of my fault. Oh, is he gonna get plastered and then be like, "Look here, fox boy, I want your wiener." Has his arms always been that big? But Maxwell seems pretty strong. Maybe he'll win? Axe, little dude. You know how they match up these things, right? They always, make sure the strongest fighters end up in the finals. So, in the semis, who do you think are the strongest? Who do you think are the strongest never, face each other? So in the semis, who they think are the... Okay. Took me a second to read that. I was gonna be like, wait, should the strongest always be at the end? But I guess it's like, hey, you get the two people you think are strongest and put them on the exact opposite ends of the thing. So you don't have, I don't know. Really? So it doesn't operate on normal ladder or anything? It's all about spectacle, my dudes. And with Karax being last year's champ, I'd bet anything that they're counting on Maxwell getting stopped. I bet anything? But then that means... Yep, assuming they have Logan, pegged, as the other strongest fighter, they totally expect Jay to lose him in the next fight. A fair match would have been Maxwell versus Jay, but like I said, my dudes, it's not about fair, it's about the spectacle. What do you mean not about fair? I mean, that would mean either Jay would be fighting Logan, then what's his name, or the other guy that... I don't know. You're gonna have to fight somebody. Oh no. I don't know if I can watch. Don't stress, little dude. Logan may be strong, but he's, totally disciplined too. If he wanted to hurt me, he would have. He was actually kinda gentle too, kicking my ass. And besides, Jay is, like, all kinds of sturdy. He'll be fine. Still... Seriously, Axel, I know Jay pretty well at this point. He knows what he's in for, and he can take it. Besides, who knows, he might even win. But then Logan gets hurt. You totally come to the wrong place if you don't enjoy seeing people get hurt, little dude. You just gotta, like, put that out of your mind and enjoy the show. Okay, I guess you're right. Oh, and before I forget, what a show without some snacks. You're a snack, haha. Be right back, my dudes, it's my treat. Yay, snacks. I'm kinda hungry for those little Cheez-Its. God, I love those things. Cheez-Its, brought to you by GamerWolf. They're square and cheesy. Russell got out of his seat and began squeezing past the other patrons that sat between us and the aisle which led to the reception stand. He slid through the narrow gap cleanly, avoiding any contact with the other patrons, only for his oversized tail to brush and smack almost every single patron after the fact. Having made his escape, at long last, I turned back to Axel, whose amused grin was no doubt a flawless match for my own. There was something I was dying to know about, and Russell wouldn't be absent for long. There simply wasn't time to ease into the topic. So, after that fox kissing? I know, this is kind of jarring topic shift, but I'm just dying to know. Have you had any luck with Dom yet? Has he dommed you? Ha, got it. Oh, well, no, not yet. I tried to arrange the time for us to talk last night. He didn't really respond. I see. I think the only way you're gonna get his undivided attention is if you become a crow and hide out in a secret manor or something like that. I mean, as if you don't ask, you just take it, demand it. You know what I mean. What, is he gonna break into his house and be naked on the bed with rose petals leading to the room? Oh, like, just telling them we're taking right now wait, just tell him we're talking right now kind of thing. And just say what I need to say? Yeah, can't blow you off that way. You can get everything off your chest, and if he tells you he needs time to think about his response, that's too bad. You should have listened to you sooner. Don't leave without a response. That seems kinda aggressive. Exactly. If you're not aggressive about it, you're not gonna get anywhere. You deserve answers. Are you sure this is right? To tell you the truth, no, I don't. It's what I would do, but I make mistakes. Hell, I make a lot of mistakes. But I like to think this advice comes from an educated perspective. Communication is important and deserves better than to be left in limbo. I'm scared of what he might say, of what I might say. I'm scared because I don't know what the right choice is. I care a lot about Dom, but I care a lot about Russell too. I cared a lot about him for a lot longer. I'm scared that if things go well, it'll be the wrong choice. But I'm also scared that if things don't go well, that will also be the wrong choice. I've thought about it a lot, and just don't know what the answer is. I don't know who to choose. Part of me feels comfortable where I am now, because at least that way, I don't get an answer I don't like. It do be like that, but it's the coward's way out. And that way, I don't lose either of them as friends. I won't want to lose them, either of them. Don't. It seems like a typo. Gonna save it right over here. I understand how it feels, but once you've tackled something like this heads on, you'll be able to heal from it. If you leave it unresolved, it'll continue hurting like this forever. I know. It's so scary. I don't know how you did it, Adrian. Did what? The Tiger Daddy, duh. Yesterday, going to see Ty. So brave. I wish I could be that brave. How did you do it, Adrian? I guess I just wanted resolution so bad that the nervousness barely even registered. Bullshit. It registered hard, but then you were just like, you know what, heck it. That's so brave. But what if you weren't so brave? What would you do if you were me? That's a terrible question to ask. Knowing me, I'd probably get myself drunk. Nothing like alcohol to make you feel 10 feet tall. They call it liquid courage for a reason, after all. And they don't tell you it's an addiction. Liquid courage? Haven't you heard that term before? Well, alcohol has a way of making you feel indestructible, though usually it's a superpower used in stupid and dangerous ways. And of course, you're not really indestructible. You just feel like you are, or you feel like you don't care. Huh. Yo, I hope you like popcorn, like extra buttery, my dudes. Oh yay, buttery goodness. It's gonna be having liquid shards for a while. You understand my face again because I scratched my nose. At the time, I didn't think much about my suggestion, nor Axel's reaction. And after the fight, when Axel indicated he wanted to join us on a trip to the bar, it still didn't click. It was halfway through our journey that I realized what Axel's intentions were, and realized that no good could come of this at all. And so, as I sat upon the stool, a fly on the wall, I watched Axel closely, monitoring to ensure he would not get himself into any trouble. I wonder what happens if you run a bar and somebody's like, I want to get shit-faced. What do you do then? Because I don't know, I feel like... Though I guess there's like two kinds of bartenders. Ones that are just like, I know, these are girls that just can get absolutely wasted. You know, college girls or party girls. We'll just do that. As long as they don't get way too in. And then other ones where it's like, yeah man, another drink. Bartender's like, no, I think you've had enough. And it's like, okay. Yeah, I know what I'm saying. I didn't know you, like, drank, little dude. Since when? Since today. But, like, you said you didn't like the taste. That means I haven't tried the right ones yet. Come on, Russ. You work here. You gotta know what's the yummiest drink there is, right? I mean, hell, there's some nice drinks. But don't drink, kids. Yeah, like, little dude, it's gotta be, like, pina colada. But are you sure? A peanut? What now? Nah, it doesn't matter. I'll take one. Are you sure, little dude? You know I'm working today, so, like, I can't take you home if you have one too many. It's okay. I'm just gonna drink until I've had the courage to talk to Dom, and alcohol helps. Adrian said so. Oh, did he now? Alright, little man. One tasty pina colada coming, like, right up. Yay. Thanks, Russ. Russell turned away from the elated cheetah, his own smile fading into a look of vague disappointment as soon Axel could no longer witness it. As soon as? As soon as? Could no longer. Okay. Russell then walked the perimeter of the bar before retrieving the equipment needed to make a pina colada, which he set upon the countertop immediately in front of where I sat. So, Axe tells me his sudden interest in, like, drinking was your idea, my dude? Sorry, he asked me what I'd do if I were him, and I said I'd do something stupid like getting drunk. I guess he missed the stupid part, because it wasn't intended as a suggestion. I see, don't sweat it, my dude. I know how he could get, especially when he's, like, totally desperate. I know talking to Dom is something he's been struggling to find the nerve for. He told you about that? Duh, we're like besties, my dude. Of course he did. Though I feel super bad that I didn't, like, set him up myself. Man, it's so weird too. I've set up a bunch of couples before now, but I can't seem to make this to, make this one, like, connect, I guess? There's something up with Dom, man, but I don't know what. I tried talking to him, but it seems kind of like he doesn't trust me. You guys seemed to hit it off at the hot springs the other day, and to be fair, he hasn't told Axel either, and they're best friends. I wouldn't take it personally. That makes sense though, my dude. It involves Axel. Of course he wouldn't, tell him. He could tell me, but he just won't. Maybe because he knows Axel and I are tight or whatever, but the number of times he's evaded the dates I've set up? There's no way it's a coincidence, my dude. I just wish there were something I could do. Wait, what if you talk to him? He trusts you, right? My mind wandered to the topic of Apollo. I hadn't told Dom yet, but there was no way he'd open up to me about what was going on when he couldn't fill him in on something he worked so hard for. And besides, we hadn't known one another for that long. Diego, on the other hand, I mean, yeah, you've known people in this town, let's see, 7, 14, 21, less than 3 weeks. I don't think I'm the best choice for that. I've only been in Woodcrest a little while after all. Tom and I are friends, but we're not that tight just yet. Maybe Diego could help? Maybe, my dude. But telling Diego Axel's secret? He seems kind of unreliable. Maybe, backfire or whatever, my man? Might backfire. You might be right, but I think he's your best bet. I guess could try, but I strongly doubt I'd get anywhere. I'll keep that in mind, my dude. Thanks. Russ, how much longer? Ooh, looks like my little dude is getting restless. I better get his drink to him, stat. A cursory glance in Axel's direction revealed a shuffling feet and a twiddling of thumbs. Axel was rearing to get things underway, and the bar's pina colada isn't a strong beverage, but Axel was a complete beginner when it came to drinking. There's every possibility that things could go rather poorly. Russ and I shared a look of melancholic concern for several brief moments before he placed the small paper umbrella on top of Axel's freshly made drink and began making his way around the counter once more for its delivery. Gazing at the unique antique clock mounted above the swing kitchen doors behind the bar, I could see it was noon. Just as I was wondering what the holdup was, a familiar brown Diego emerged from the swinging doors and made a beeline straight for me. Hey dude, what's your drink? Don't tell me Russ has been slacking on service. No, he hasn't. Don't worry. I just haven't ordered anything. Yeah? Why not? If I were you, I'd be halfway into a coma right now. Dates always make me nervous and shit. Especially in a fairly new relationship. Really? Why? Guess I'm scared I won't live up to the hype. I usually date in line, and I always talk big and all that. People wind up liking me for my jokes, or whatever, but I'm always super scared they won't like me in person. Yeah, it do be like that. That I'm fatter than they expected, or not as funny. I don't know, some weird shit like that. Pah. That doesn't apply to you though, I guess. You ain't a fat ass like me, and this ain't online dating. Ty knows exactly what he's in for. Hell, if he had any doubts, he's had so many chances to haul ass by now. Fact he's still here means he really wants ya, if you know what I mean. So there's no reason to be scared. Yeah, I guess so. I'm pretty comfortable with Ty, despite everything. So I guess I'm not nervous, just excited. Really excited. And I don't want any alcohol in my system cloud my judgment. I'll only drink if he does. Sounds like a solid plan, dude. Although, the last time we drank together, we had the same amount, and I was kind of sketchy while he was still seemed sober. He's a big guy. Lots of muscles and shit for the alcohol to soak into. And he's kinda old, so I bet he has tolerance and shit. Not sure if that's how it works, but sure thing, Diego. Psh, ye of little faith. You'll see, I know I'm right. Ah shit, that's right, he wanted me to pass the message on. Oh, let's hear it then. He's sorry he's taking so long. It was an unexpectedly busy morning, so he only started the wages just before he got here. He said he won't be too much longer, maybe a quarter of an hour. And he said he's hungry for your uwu and can't wait to get you alone. Should I censor that? I don't know. Hopefully that isn't too abrasive. Oh, I'm sure he said the last bit. Come on, Diego. It doesn't even sound close to something Ty would say. Fine, you got me. The rest was legit though, I swear. Oh, and if you're in charge, and if you change your mind about the drinks, you said standard menu stuff is on the house now that you're, the boss and all. You goddamn ass. That's no way to speak to your boss, Diego. Maybe not, but that's exactly how you speak to Ty, so I don't think you're gonna get any special treatments. So yeah, from me, just because we're best friends. Heh, fair enough. Thanks, Diego. I'll be patient. Ty's handsome, and sweet, and perfect in every way. He's worth the wait. Yeah. It's getting a little gay for me, and I still got a prep to do in the kitchen. I'll probably finish it before you leave, but if not, I'll catch you tomorrow, man. Huh? Tomorrow? What do you mean? Diego glanced from side to side to make sure nobody was listening in before he leaned in and delivered a comment, not all unlike his previous one. Of course, the only reason he sought secrecy was because he wasn't spinning bullshit this time around? Spinning bullshit. All I can think of is that farm machine that you load with poop and then it flings out to fertilize the field. Farming's fun. And I don't mean that as a joke anyways. Because if you come home on timeline, that means you really screwed up on your date. I don't want no more screw-ups. You hear? You're spending the night at Ty's, at Ty's night, or else. Or else what? Or else those kneecaps are gonna pay the price again. Well, isn't this a change for the status quo? Instead of being mad because I didn't come home, instead you'll be mad if I do. Because I'm expecting it this time, that's all. Just in case, wear some clothes tonight, okay? No promises. Anyway, dude, later. Later, Diego. Diego disengaged with a ungrateful pirouette, accompanied by a cheeky grin as he nodded in the direction past my left shoulder before disappearing back into the bowels of the boss kitchen. Pointing my gaze to where Diego had indicated, I saw none other than one of the unsuccessful contestants of that morning's combat tournament semifinals, and the inspiration for Diego's dramatic exit. It was a booth that sat a familiar face belonging to one of Ty's bandmates, a southern wooden dragon by the name of Jay Ortega. And, interestingly, he was not the only dragon sitting at that booth. Seated opposite the exasperated and irritated face of my flirtatious friend. Seated opposite the exasperated and irritated face of my flirtatious friend. One thing could be exacerbated by others. Sat a man I knew as Maxwell Ortega, thanks to the announcer at the combat tournament, having said as much before the catastrophic loss of a certain feathered raptor. Just checking the time. Though I would soon learn that having lost the semifinals was one of many things the two of them had in common. Boy, he's different. And new. It's weird that all of a sudden this way into it, it's like they're introducing a new character, which is gonna probably take several episodes. Haha, got him. Kidding? With speed like that, You could run laps around just about any old fool. They're taking genetics around doing you proud. You just got unlucky today. That's all. It happens. But if you keep on top of your training next year, I'd say you got it in the bag. If you say so. I do. But hey kid, forgive an old fool for his curiosity, but what's your house? Eh? House? Yeah, you know, the house your family represents. The crest which hung above the door of your childhood home. Every year taken has one. Not me. Bah. Now, I don't believe that for one stinking moment. You know, even if it's a little one, there's no need to be embarrassed. It ain't the size of your house that matters. It's what you do with it, right? Hey. I guess he's less exacerbated because he lost the tournament, and more exacerbated because this guy? I'm not interested in all that cultural crap. That's all. Crap? Blah. Come on now. That ain't fair. Our people have a long and storied history. We got culture coming out the wazoo. Our heritage is an immense source of pride among our kind. Ain't you at least a little proud? Nope, not really. Say, how long has it been since you visited your home? And, 'cause it sounds like you spent too much time on the outside and lost your identity somewhere along the way. The trip back home and a tour to the shrines and temples, that ought to rekindle the fire in your belly. Blah ha ha ha. Lost my identity? For your information, my identity has never been in question. And Woodcrest is my home. Not that inhospitable, frozen wasteland where I grew up. I aim to never set foot in those lands again. And if I went the rest of my life without seeing another were taken, I consider myself fortunate. Fortunate? I don't get it. Do you truly despise your own kind that much? And why? Our people are strong and proud. They hold it right there. Strong and proud? Last I checked, the only two were Takens fighting in Woodcrest combat tournament were promptly dispatched by a polar bear and a raptor. So much for strong and proud. Hey now, that rapper won a dishonorable victory with such dirty tricks. That doesn't count. I saw Jay's fist clench along with a brief flash of white as he bared his teeth ever so slightly. His reaction seemed perhaps a touch extreme, though it was clear there was more to the story than I already knew. Either way, Axel was doing a splendid job of riling Jay up. I had never seen him angry before, but seeing him right now, I knew I was about to. That raptor didn't break any rules. That raptor won fair and square. Your honor is nothing more than a meaningless relic. It'll do you no good in these parts, old man. Old man? Hey now. I'm just only 30 years old. I'm not like a 35-year-old or something like that. I always hate in video games, it's like, this person's old. They're 32 or something like that. Because it's like, I was reading My Hero Academia and it was like, here's this teacher. They're 30-something years old. I'm like, which, you know, is perfectly fine age, but it's also like, I'm older than most of these characters. Though, I guess, story about high school students, I would be older than most of those characters. Anyways. Hey now, I know I'm getting on a bit, but it ain't fair to point it out. And honor? We are nothing without honor. Have you so quickly forgotten your education? Honor separates civilized men from frenzied beasts. And honor is our code, our justice, and our order. Through honor, we retain dignity. Through honor, we inspire to be the very best we can be. It's through honor that all righteous men may be equal, and only. Equal? Equal? Are you hearing yourself talk right now? There's nothing equal about our Taken society. No matter how much honor one might have, how dare you preach such twisted falsehoods? You have no pride in our species, then? Our heritage? Our age-old customs? No pride at all? Oh gee, let me think. I live on the opposite side of the world. What does that have to tell you? If you've got such a hard-on For all this meaningless garbage, why are you here? Go back home. Seen as clearly so much better than here. I never said that. And I'm here in business, as a matter of fact. And for the record, I actually kind of like it here. Though, I'll admit to being a little homesick. And it's so cold here. My bones are constantly rattling. I thought, their place was supposed to be cold. Though, I guess it ain't a problem for ye, being a winter dragon and all. Interesting line of work that lands you in a Woodcrest combat tournament. That? It weren't work-related, or nothing. I was just trying to keep myself from going stir-crazy during my downtime. And, guess I kinda wouldn't see a Woodcrest's finest compared to the mythical might of the Western Sands. Well, the results are in. Survey says, pretty damn well, apparently. Hey now, I already told you that didn't count. In a fair fight, I would have emerged the victor. Mark my words. It was a fair fight. And just because you held back in the name of your worthless honor doesn't change that. Honor this, honor that. You sound like season 1 of Prince Zuko. It's no wonder we're going extinct. Honor my balls. Ooh, it's the echo music. It kind of feels like this is going like some more, but oh well. We'll go on a little bit more. It hurts like hell hearing such venomous words from the lips of my kin. Kin? Let me get one thing crystal clear. We're not kin. I have no love for our kind, and I owe them nothing. For all I care, they can rot. And lucky for me, they are. You cannot say stuff like that. Our culture and our people deserve greater respect. Greater respect? Do they really? Of course they do. I can't begin to understand your disdain. What has our kind done to deserve such contempt? Oh, let's see, shall we? For one, we're members of the most homophobic species on Earth. Involuntary participants in culture that treats homosexuality with such disgust and derision that generation after generation of young gay men have come of age of bearing the belief that they are broken and worthless. Boy, it kind of sounds like the South. And even when the percentage of hetero kids fell into single digits, this attitude only intensified, 5 times the teen suicide rate of any other species. A rate that even now, in the twilight of our existence, continues to worsen year on year, accelerating our extinction at the rate quicker than the doomsday clock disorder could ever hope to match. You're also concerned with using breeding viability. That's an excuse to save our damn species. That all you're doing is killing us differently. All of differently. And worse yet, you don't even care. It's not like you could pass on our genetics or anything, right? You know, I had a group of friends who I started high school with, 5 of us all told. A few years on, I graduated, alone. I was the only one who hadn't taken his life. All this bloodshed, and for what? Our kind passed the point of no return long time ago, and yet insist on making us suffer in vain, because none of you idiots can see the obvious truth with your own 2 eyes. And all the while, you ignorant bastards cling to your honor and tradition like it's anything other than worthless, backward bullshit that only serves to worsen our plight. But even knowing that it hinders us, you still cling tightly to it, afraid of ever letting go. Don't you see? We're so fixated on impending doom that has become a self-fulfilling prophecy. And even if we ever cured DCD, you know as well as I do, that we'll still follow in humankind's footsteps. We would make sure of that. Now tell me, can you still claim to be proud of our people, of our culture, and our heritage? That bloody massacre? Tell me you're proud of it. Do you have any idea how long you kept that as part of my self-secret? Do you have any idea how ashamed I felt? Of how it ate at me night after night as I lay in bed, my blankets damp from ceaseless tears, wishing I could have been somebody else, anybody else? If I hadn't been born a wolf, I could have at least been accepted. A panther, an eagle, an antelope. If I had been anything other than Ortegan, I would have been good enough. There would have been no tears to shed. I would have spent my formative years... No, I wouldn't have spent my formative years ashamed the way I was born. That is why our kind is deserving of such contempt. There is nothing to be proud of. Our culture and our people deserve no respect, and will continue to do everything in my power to distance myself from it all. Here, on the opposite end of the world, I can not only be whoever I want to be, but I am accepted for it. And so, I know exactly who I am. I am no longer Jay of House idyllic. I don't know. No longer Jay the Ortegan. Not even Jay the Southern Winter Dragon. My species, my heritage, and my culture. None of that defines who I am. Woodcrest is my home. These are my people. And here, I can simply be Jay and nothing more. Is sandal... yeah, something. I'd bow to show respect, but I guess that ain't way you be wantin'. You're right, and it's like you said. I was abandoned. I abandoned that mantle a long time ago. But how should I address you? Do you have a title? No, I already told you. I'm Jay. Just Jay. I guess it's like in his culture, he's supposed to be like a prince or something, or maybe just somebody higher up, like, I don't know, House Lannister or something like that. I think with us being overtime by quite a bit, it's time to save somewhere else. Oh, let's just do there so we can cover that one up. I mean, it doesn't look like anything, but still. Long, long time ago. Though this game doesn't have years, which I find that's weird. It has all this stuff. Like, yeah, most things have this. This is kind of useful. Yeah, sure, this is useful. This is hella useful, so I could be like, what are we doing? But it's like, yes, I can know which thing I'm doing. Which, I don't know, more visual novels should do that. So what does it fill up our gallery with? Characters. Grandkids. Okay, so there's like 4 more guys left. One of them being that guy, I guess. Oh, it seems pretty late to be introducing more people, but who knows? Yeah, anyways, that's gonna be the end of this. Let's play some comment. Guys, I like comments. Do you like dislike? Tips, otherwise. If you like my YouTube and like Seek Grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out the videos that we grow. Please remember to maintain your animals out and control the pet population. And if you're interested in playing this game, it's available free on itch.io, but if you want people want to make this game and get the news version earlier, then you can go to the Patreon, which is $5 a month, $54 a year. And until next month's week, me, GamerWolfSix, of Sileo, Tales of a New Dawn. So thanks and see ya.